Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Chandana, and in today's video I would like to touch upon, are you ready to take up healing modalities and divinatory sciences? Okay, so before you think of getting into any of these aspects, especially with the intention of making a side income, then here's a few things I would like to bring awareness about so you can be very cautious of your decision. So first of all, what are these healing modalities and divinatory sciences? They could be crystal healing, Reiki, pranic healing, aura reading, aura cleansing, tarot card reading, angel card reading, oracle card reading, or astrology even. So these are all divinatory sciences and healing therapies. But what you should ask yourself before you get into this is, are you really ready to learn this and to practice it? Do you have what it takes to get into this line? Okay. And because they are spiritual sciences, it requires you to have a great deal of, first and foremost, compassion towards human beings. So if you're looking at this from a perspective of just a side hustle or a side income, I would strongly advise that you don't. And it is better to pursue a hobby and monetize a hobby, such as maybe candle making or art or cooking or something like that, and not tamper with spiritual sciences. Because what happens with these professions is that you are tapping into a world and a realm that is intangible, that is not visible to the naked eye, and it's an entire dimension in itself. Okay, and what you need to understand before you get in is that it's not necessary that you have to be gifted. You can keep learning it and cultivate it over a period of time, but you need to understand that you are able to protect yourself and you're able to manage the karmas that are going to come with it. Otherwise, what's going to happen over a longer period of time, you're going to have a complete disbalance in your life. These karmas are going to erupt in a way that they mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially, at times even spiritually, completely disrupt your sense of well-being. Why do I say this? I say this because I get a lot of healers and tarot card readers come to me, and they have been practicing in the field for over 3 to 5 years, and after that is when they see a backlash of whatever they have done up until then manifest and play havoc in their lives. So this is something you have to be very careful of. Now, for those of you who are already learning healing modalities, before you practice it on other people, I would strongly recommend that you practice it on yourself and then people that are related to you by blood. Because there's already a karmic bond there. There is already a karmic give and take that is involved, that you have written in your soul contracts as well. So the burden is not as much to bear as it will be if you do it for a third person. Okay, so a good thing to do is to practice these modalities and sciences on your own, for yourself, for your loved ones. I won't even say friends. Like I said, they should be blood related to you. And after you do it for a few years, you will understand and you will be able to reflect what is really going on in your life. Okay, but in case suppose you go for a course, you learn it over a period of a week or 3-4 days, and you come out and you suddenly start doing readings for unknown people, you start doing healings for unknown people, you have no point of reference to know what you did and what went wrong immediately. Okay, and as a result, you will end up accumulating and absorbing a lot of negative or unnecessary karma, which you then don't know how to handle. And once you are in this muck, only a really enlightened and a very high spiritual person will be able to remove you from that mess and remedy your life to an extent where you more or less start feeling your sane self again. The other thing I would like to point out is that whenever you do learn these remedies, if they are good teachers, they would have given you certain techniques to protect yourself, to seal your aura, to build a boundary of such so that you don't get this negative backlash. And this is especially in healing modalities like Reiki and pranic healing. But what you need to understand is that you are able to successfully set up that barrier. And if you're strong enough in setting up that barrier, because if you're not strong enough, you feel you have done all the techniques to protect your energy and seal your energy, but you may not exactly be strong, and in the bargain again you are absorbing a lot of unwanted energies. Okay, so you need to practice this for a good amount of time on yourself till you can feel that yes, you are successfully able to establish your protection and your boundaries before you work with somebody else. All right. And when it comes to divinatory sciences like tarot or astrology, you need to not just have knowledge but wisdom also, to understand when and what needs to be revealed to your client, and not just say everything, because sometimes you may not be aware and you may reveal certain things that affects their future in a certain way, or they may end up taking certain decisions based on your advice and your consultation, which therein the repercussions will come to you. It will reach the person, but indirectly it will come to you as well. So you do need to develop that sense of wisdom before you start advising other people on their path ahead. So although these may be very easy to learn, they may be extremely accessible these days. You see a lot of people teaching you a lot of different kind of healing modalities. So there's no harm in learning, but there is a lot of harm in practicing these modalities if you are not careful about how you're practicing and what needs to be done. A simple example that I'd like to give you is, say, if you're doing a reading for 1 hour, okay, you need to do 10 hours of spiritual practices where you're working on your connection with God, you're working on protecting yourself, you're working on cleansing energy and all of this to be able to do an hour's reading successfully, not just for the client but yourself as well, so that you don't have to sit and deal with the aftermath. So I hope these pointers help you in your journey forward. And you should be learning is a totally different thing, and when you start practicing it, it's totally different. Do not combine the two, because the consequences that you face are extremely heavy and you don't see them coming. You won't see them coming also for a very long time. So be cautious of when you plan to practice it, because when you do, money will be the least of your concerns once everything starts blowing up. And these modalities are not to be taken lightly at all. They come with a grave sense of responsibility that one needs to have. If you're doing it for yourself, it's something very positive, but before you do it for somebody else, please do give it a thought and proceed with caution. I hope you like this video. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Namaste.